But in her breast the Cytherean ponders new stratagems, new guile, that Cupid, changed in form and feature, come instead of sweet Ascanius, and with his gifts inflame the queen to madness, and insinuate a fire in Dido's very bones. For Venus is much afraid of that deceptive house, and of the Tyrians with their double tongues. The thought of savage Juno burns, by night her care returns, her words are for winged love. Son, you are my only strength, my only power. Son, you who scorn the shafts of the great fathers, Typhoean thunderbolts, I flee to you for refuge. Suppliant, I call upon the force within your godhead. For you know how, through the hatred of resentful Juno, across the sea and every shore, your brother Aeneas has been hunted down, and often you have sorrowed with my sorrow. Now Phoenician Dido has hold of him. A sweet word she would make him stay. The hospitality of Juno, and where it may lead, makes me afraid. At such a turn, I know she'll not be idle. So, before she has a chance, I plan to catch the queen by craftiness, to girdle Dido with a flame, so that no god can turn her back. I'll hold her fast with great love for Aeneas. Hear me now. I need your help to carry out this plot. Ascanius, my dearest care, is ready to go along the Sidonian city, called by his loving father, carrying gifts saved from Troy in flames and from the sea. But I shall lull the royal boy to sleep on high Cythera or Idalium, and hide him in my holy house, so that he cannot know or interrupt our trap. And you will need for one night and no more to counterfeit his features, as a boy, to wear that boy's familiar face, and so when Dido, joyful, draws you close during the feasting and the flowing wine, when she embraces you and kisses tenderly, your breath can fill her with a hidden flame, your poison penetrate deceivingly. Love does what his dear mother asks. He sheds his wings and gladly tries the walk of Aeolus. But Venus pours upon Ascanius a gentle rest. She takes him to her breast caressingly, and as a goddess can, she carries him to her Idalium, where, in high groves, mild marjoram enfolds him, in flowers and the breath of its sweet shade. Now Cupid's on his way, as he was told, gladly. Achates is his guide. He brings the Tyrians royal gifts. As he arrives, he finds the banqueting begun, the queen already settled on her couch of gold beneath resplendent awnings at the center. Father Aeneas and the Trojan warriors now gather. They recline on purple covers. The servants pour out water for their hands and promptly offer bread from baskets and bring towels smooth in texture for the guests. Inside are 50 handmaids at their stations, their care to stock the storerooms and to honor the household gods with fire, and 100 more women, and as many male attendants of equal age with them, to load the tables with food and place the cups. The Tyrians, too, have gathered, crowding through the happy halls, all these invited to brocaded couches. They marvel at Aeneas's gifts, at Aeolus, the god's bright face and his fictitious words, and at the cloak, the veil adorned with saffron acanthus borders. And above all, luckless Dido, doomed to face catastrophe, can't sate her soul, inflamed by what she sees. The boy, the gifts excite her equally. And he pretends to satisfy a father's great love by hanging on Aeneas's neck in an embrace. Then he seeks out the queen. Her eyes cling fast to him, and all her heart. At times she fondles him upon her lap, for Dido does not know how great a god is taking hold of her poor self. But Cupid, remembering his mother Venus, slowly begins to miss the memory of Sychaeus, and with a living love tries to surprise her longings gone to sleep, her unused heart. And at the first pause in the feast the tables are cleared away. They fetch enormous bowls and crown the wine with wreaths. The uproar grows, it swells through all the palace. Voices roll across the ample halls. The lamps are kindled. They hang from ceilings rich with golden panels, and flaming torches overcome the night. And then the queen called for a golden cup, massive with jewels, that Belus once had used. Belus and all the Tyrian line. She filled that golden cup with wine. The hall fell still. O Jupiter, for they say you are author of laws for host and guest, do grant that this may be a day of happiness for those who come from Tyre and Troy, and may our sons remember it. May Bacchus, gladness giver, and gracious Juno too be present here, and favor, Tyrians, this feast with honor. Her words were done. She offered her libation, pouring her wine upon the boards, and then she was the first to take the cup, but only touching her lips to it. She passed it next to Bitias and spurred him to be quick. He drained the foaming cup with eagerness and drenched himself in that gold flood. In turn, the other chieftains drank. Long-haired Eopus, whom mighty Atlas once had taught, lifts up his golden lyre, sounding through the hall. He sings the wandering moon, the labors of the sun, the origins of men and beasts, of water and of fire, and of Arcturus, the stormy Hyades, and the twin bears, and why the winter sun so rushed to plunge in ocean that holds back the lingering nights. The Tyrians applaud again, the Trojans follow. So the luckless Dido drew out the night with varied talk. She drank long love and asked Aeneas many questions of Priam, Hector, how Aurora's son was armed, and now how strong were Diomedes' horses, now how tremendous was Achilles. No, come, my guest, she calls, and tell us all, things from the first beginning. Grecian guile, your people's trials, and then your journeyings. For now the 7th summer carries you, a wanderer, across the lands and waters.